Hi there, everybody. We're continuing this story of Jesus' Last Supper with his disciples. And we're getting to a part of it that's going to be familiar to you, at least I hope. And if it isn't now, I hope it becomes familiar to you. Here's a picture. And in the picture, there's something that's happening that happened at the Last Supper and that we remember and we kind of reenact in a way at church all the time. Not so much recently because we haven't been able to get together, but when we do get together, it's something that is important to us. See, here's the table where they ate the Passover meal, and they had some bread left over when it was all over, and they had some wine left over that they hadn't used. It's always a good idea to remember they knew when to stop when they had a little wine. Knowing when to stop is a good thing, and they did. But Jesus saw the things that were on the table, and he was trying to help his disciples understand what was going on in the next day or so. And he said, okay. And he got their attention, and he took the bread that was still on the table, and he said thank you. They had a prayer that they said when they broke off a piece of bread. Actually, I know the words in Hebrew. They would have been the words he might have used. I had to memorize this because a friend of mine who was getting married was Jewish, and I had to say grace at the reception. The words are, I don't expect you to remember this, but if you have a friend who's Jewish, ask them if they know it. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzei lechem min haaretz. Blessed are you, O Lord our God, King of the universe, who brings forth bread from the earth. So he said grace like that. He said, all right, guys. Then he took the bread and he blessed it, and then he broke it. But then he said to them, this is my body. Now, kind of like demonstrating, like you might say when you sing about Rabbit Foo-Foo, if you know that song. This is Rabbit Foo-Foo, right? Saying, this is my body. Take a piece of the bread and eat it and remember me. So they did that. Then he looked down at the table and there was a cup of wine there. And probably red, and it looked like blood. I mean, not like blood, not like you're bleeding and ooh, that kind of stuff. But it was the right color, and he looked and he did the same sort of thing. He gave thanks to God for the wine, like the Jewish people did. I had to learn that one too. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen, which is, blessed are you, O Lord our God, King of the universe, who gives us the fruit of the vine. And he gave thanks to God for the wine. And then he said to them, hey, everybody, that was my body. This is my blood poured out for you. Because he knew that within a day, he was going to be hurt very badly and actually be killed. And it would involve losing a lot of blood, just like his body got broken, a lot of broken bones. It was not good. And a lot of his blood got spilled. He said, when you drink this, I want you to get together, break some bread, take a piece of bread, drink some, we use juice, and remember me. Because it's an expression to remind you of how much I love you and how much I'm willing to give my life No, not just say I love you, not even just wash your stinky feet, but give my body, myself, my blood, because I care about you. And we continue to do this all the time, just like he taught them to do. To share some bread and to share a drink of juice. And we say, you know what? When we do that, it's like Jesus is right there with us. Well, people argue about what that means sometimes, but the how of it doesn't matter as much as the fact that he's there with us because we're his friends. He said he wanted his friends to be with him, and he wants to continue to be with his friends. And that's a great thing. It's just a great thing. If anybody ever asks you what communion means, which is what we call it, communion means communication, means being together. And communion means being together with Jesus. And that is always a great thing. And so is a good night's rest. So go and get some sleep and remember that Jesus is still your friend and always will be. Good night.